Let's see, I got to record this. So I've got, wow, 12 people in class right now. That's pretty good. Let me see if we got a poll for you here. Let me try this again. I want to see who's still in Grand Forks and who's not. So here you go. Here's a poll. Let me know if you're here or not. We've got 12 people in the room right now. Not me. We've got, has anybody changed? Has anybody left town? It looks like Juliana has left the earth.
I've decided that with recent events, the best thing to do is launch myself into the void.
Oh, gosh. Okay, out of the 12 people, we got half the people in Grand Forks, the other half not here. Okay, so let me show you the results. There you go. I thought I'd just go ahead and check to see if anybody's left, everybody come or gone. Let me see if I have another poll here. Let's see, relaunch. No, I don't want to do that. Let me get rid of this guy and try this again. End polling. There we go. Let me ask you one more thing, and that is, how many times have you washed your hands today? Okay, we've got everybody in. Let me show you the results. And 2 people washed more than 11 times, 11 to 20 times. Okay, wait a second. Who's washed them once or twice? You better not have left the room or left your house. So, okay, there you go. We're going to go ahead and stop that. This is going to be a short class. I'm not really going to lecture today because I've got everything out there for you guys. And more or less, I'm just going to give you updates to what you should be doing, what to expect, and then also answer any questions. So this will be a short class. Is that okay? Do you have any concerns or anything you want to talk about? I thought it might be good just to kind of touch base and see how you guys are doing. And we'll do this with every class period. It may go longer or shorter depending upon if you have questions and if we have to resolve things. So right now what you're doing is radar. This is still April. It feels like February though, doesn't it? Do you guys see the record low that we hit in Grand Forks yesterday?
Yeah,
It was 4 degrees yesterday morning. That is just incredible. It's really, really, really cold, colder than I really want it to be. But yep, it was cold. But you guys are doing radar. Today is the 15th, so you're doing radar. Does everybody have their taxes done? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. You know you got until July to do them, so, but we'll throw that out there. Hey, wait a second. Dylan, is that guy looking at you?
Yeah, he is. He is. He's more interested in me.
Okay, everybody. Oh, I guess that doesn't work. I was going to say, everybody look at Dylan, but it depends upon where you are on the grid. On my grid, you're in the lower right. So I'll look down, let's see, down at you. That doesn't work. We'll have to do that sometime. Everybody on the same grid. Anyway. So let's see. You've got radar right now. You got radar until Monday. And let me just refresh your memory what you should be doing. About half of you have done that already. The other half need to get it in gear. But there are lectures out there on radar, right? Yep, there's your weather radar 1 and 2. That's what we're doing right now. And then also there are videos. Where are the videos? Videos on radar. And were any of those really long? Were they like an Al Boro lecture, like a video, or they're shorter? I hear Al's are like 20 to 25 minutes, and he keeps saying they should be shorter, but I do have a lot of videos out there. There's 11 of them that you guys can watch. They're all based upon the PowerPoint. I go into probably more detail than you really think I should. But then when you get to remote sensing, and those of you who've taken remote sensing can verify that you get into a lot more detail in radar. So you will be taking more advanced meteorology courses if you're majoring in atmospheric sciences. And they really get into the nitty and gritty of radar. What this radar section is designed to do is to teach you about the instrument, the radar. and not so much radar interpretation. We have full classes on radar interpretation. So I'm not going to show you what a hook echo looks like or a couplet or things like that. It's up to other future classes. Right now, this is an introduction to radar to try to kind of show you what to expect in the future. And yes, it is scary, but there are equations involved. Has anybody gotten to the equation part yet? Yeah, how was that? Was that like here or down here?
It wasn't bad.
Okay. Therese, what do you think?
I like equations. So it was
That's because you are weird.
true.
No, I'm kidding. Dylan, how's that? You haven't had radar. I mean, not remote sensing. So what'd you think of that?
I mean, it was a little bit overwhelming, but your videos explained it well enough that I could kind of understand it. I got 10 out of 10 on the quiz, if that means anything. But like, I watched
Okay.
the video, like,
Okay. Matt,
simplified one isn't bad.
how about Matt? Matt, you feel okay with that stuff or?
Oh yeah, that looks like so much fun. I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna start doing it now.
Yeah. So I'm sorry I don't go into radar interpretation. Like I say, you'll be looking at radar imagery and remote sensing, and that's where you learn that. If you are not majoring in atmospheric sciences, then you'll have to pick it up here and there. So sorry about that. Okay, so that's where you are. You know that the quizzes are out here. Let me just refresh your memory. Where are they? I was just looking at them. Let me go back home. I'm going home. Let's see, resources, assignment, videos, assignments. They're under assignments. And there's a whole mess of these radar quizzes. I broke them down into Radar 1 and Radar 2 based upon the PowerPoints, Radar 1 and Radar 2 PowerPoints. And you guys can look at the quizzes. We can go over these later on, but there's many of them. So there's a lot of quizzes. Each one is about maybe 3, 4, or 5 questions or so. Some are a little bit more. Some are really short, believe it or not, the ones towards the end of the radar section. So you guys are going through radar. That's kind of where we are right now. I think maybe on Friday or even on, when should I do that? No, wait a second. You guys can take this right up until the exam, the final exam, right? So I don't know if I'm going to go over these because I'd be giving you the answers then, and that would be not good. Okay. So let's see. If you want me to go over them, let me know. We can go over those sometime. What else do we have here? You have a lab, and I'm so sorry for the lab. It is a virtual lab where you go on a virtual tour of the radar. And Donald and I talked about this, trying to figure out the best way to do this. We actually thought about doing it ourselves, videotaping it, but I had such a short time and not a lot of time to put this together and edit it, that we decided to go out on YouTube and look for resources. So we did that. And then also there is a web page on the UND radar. So you guys can do that lab. It's a short paper, just 3 little pages, make sure they're little, on the radar. And then that'll be your lab quiz. That's lab number, or lab grade. That's lab number 9. And we're supposed to have 12 labs, but most of the labs are things that require us to do things like go on a tour. And this was a tour. We also, in the future, will be doing a hail pad lab. I don't think we'll do it next week, but we'll do it the week after because we have to cover hail pads before we do that. And then also, we used to take a tour of the National Weather Service. Right now, there's hardly anybody at the Weather Service, and we can't go there. They have rain gauges in their backyard, and we are not going to go on that tour. I think we did that for Atmospheric Sciences 100. If you had 100, they took us in the back, and we got to look at different rain gauges. If you haven't had 100 yet, you'll see that. If you're not a major, you'll never see that. I'm sorry. That's the way it goes. So that's what's going on as far as lab. I'm still not sure if we're going to have a lab next week. Show of hands, how many people would be really heartbroken if we didn't have a lab next week? That's what I thought. Are you guys kind of getting overwhelmed by distance learning, studying and stuff? Do you feel like you have more work than you would if you were in class? Okay. Tell you what, I was thinking of maybe coming up with a lab next week, but if you want a break from labs, I can do that. Yes, I see yes. So we'll take a break from lab. That will give me time to record and put together the HailPad lab, which I'm sorry to say is probably one of the most enjoyable labs right next to the error analysis. The error analysis, you got to go down the tube on the scooter, remember that? In the HailPad lab, what we do is we go into the atrium of Odegaard Hall. Do you know where we have our class all the way up on the 3rd floor? And you can look straight down, you know, in the middle there, down to the 1st floor. We put HailPads down there, and then we throw golf balls, marbles, baseballs, and softballs down. And it's a lot of fun, but you guys are gonna miss it. So that kind of stinks. So Donald and I will have the fun, we'll record it, and then you can show your appreciation by applauding or something. I don't know what. But there will be calculations. What, Matt?
Once again, Fred, I have a mask. I have mask. It's just right across the street. You have no idea.
Actually, you can help us. I mean, one person might not be too bad. I mean, who else is here? Would anybody else want to do it? I can't have more than 10 people. We can do like 5 people if you want. Okay, sounds good. Catherine, you up for it?
I
We
can
fly
help.
back.
I can
I've
help,
got-
Fred.
What's that?
I
What?
can
Who,
help.
what?
Oh my God.
I've got masks also. I've got a mask for myself. Donald, I don't know what he's going to do. But I've been wearing masks into Yugo's, Target, Menards. Haven't been to Lowe's, sorry. But you guys hear about what happened in Grand Forks as far as the testing today? No?
It went up significantly.
It went up. It almost doubled the number of cases in Grand Forks. And the reason is because there is a manufacturer in town called LM Glass Fiber that makes big propellers for wind turbines. And they had an outbreak. They had a cluster, 9 people. And check the Grand Forks Herald. It's in the Herald. I saw it last night because there is a guy called Neil Carlson who used to work for the NBC station in Fargo. He set up his own television station now on YouTube for Grand Forks. And Neil Carlson calls it iNews. And I saw it last night on YouTube, iNews, that he had breaking news from LM Glass Fiber. So in Grand Forks, you will start to see the COVID cases start to increase dramatically. It doubled overnight just about. So if you are still in Grand Forks and going into stores or other places, I would strongly suggest that you do wear gloves and also masks when you go into high density locations. Really, because this shit is getting ugly. In technical terms, that's technical terms. So do you have any comments or questions about that, about COVID or anything? Has anybody been tested yet?
I have a question for you, Fred.
Yeah.
So Gilmore is just talking about that he was being told to start looking or putting together stuff for this fall and making it all online. What are the
Yep.
chances that we're all online this fall?
I asked the same question of my department chair because they asked me to put 210. They said, if you need help putting together labs for the fall semester online, let's do it this summer and we'll pay you. I'm like, money? That's great. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll do 210. Okay, I'll do it. And then I asked my department chair, Mike Pillett, I said, what's the probability? What's your probability of this happening, of it going online? And he said that his guess was between 30 to 50% chance of it happening. And I don't know. I mean, you know, it all depends on the numbers. That doesn't really help you, right? I mean, it's nicer if it's like 90 or 10%, but that's his guess. but we are preparing for that. So that tells you something, right? So,
I'm gonna vote no. I'm voting no.
oh,
Fred, I don't know
gosh.
how I'm gonna take all those class. I hate this online class for half a semester. I have to take online classes for a full semester.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
fighting
man,
tomorrow.
like how am I gonna take broadcast online?
Well, yeah, that is a good question. I was talking to Mike about that also. I said, what are we going to do? I mean, you know, I guess he could put together weather briefings and do them on Zoom. I don't know. Jeez. So
Would there be
anyway.
a possibility that we would start online and then come back?
Well, you know, I don't know if you've looked at or if you have anybody. Oh, wait a second. Eli, I was going to say, you know people in aviation. Yeah, wake up, Eli. Yeah. But hey, so the dean had a briefing, and it was more for aviation. It was the dean's forum, actually, and they dealt with more flight, people, flight students. And what they're thinking there, if possible, they'd like to start flight training probably the mid part of June. They're going to start the classes. All the classes will be online for the summer, but they're hoping they can do flight training in June. So that gives me some hope that they're anticipating a ramp up. They might start doing that, but who knows? I mean, it depends. Right now, UND's going to close without flight training. Oh, you know that, Caitlin? Wait a second.
Fred, we're already in debt.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Flight training is the only thing that brings this university money other than the Ralph. So with the Ralph and flight training closed, like, come on, we're going under.
No, actually, the state government has large sums of money.
The North Dakota state government.
Come on,
Yes.
Fred, this isn't Texas. This
It's
is
a slush fund.
Yeah, but I mean, this isn't a private institution either. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the University of North Dakota. I have a hard time believing the state would let this go under completely.
I wouldn't be surprised that the state actually taps into the legacy fund. They call it the legacy fund. They started that back in 2007, 8, 9, something like that. And that's a certain amount of the proceeds from the tax on oil revenue goes into this fund, and we can't touch it until the legislators deem that it needs to be touched. And I think this is a case. They're talking, I don't know if you've heard this on the news, but they're saying that this is worse than 2007. This is the worst financial crisis since the Depression, the 1930s.
Yeah, because what about my furlough bunch here, my furlough group, #furlough group?
Yeah.
What the hell are us students that were furloughed by the university that appreciates their student employees so much that furloughed all of us? What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Fred,
well,
there's so many issues right now, and I swear if I have to do numerical online in the fall, something's going to burn.
Oh gosh, you might take a semester off or 2 semesters off and
What?
go someplace where they don't have COVID. Go to Fiji or I don't know, a Marshall Island.
Fred, I didn't want to do dynamics online. What the hell am I supposed to do in fall?
Well, let's see. What do you got on in the fall? You've got a synoptic, right? And 405. That's computer. That's numerical methods in meteorology. That's all computers. You can do that on a computer.
Fred, I'm a terrible coder. Like, I'm
Oh,
too stupid to code without people's help.
Oh gosh, man, you guys.
Okay, I'm doing 270 online right now. That's a dumpster fire too.
Oh
So.
gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I can empathize with you. Lowe's is hiring. Did you get a pay raise, Matt?
I did. I make 15 an hour right now.
That's what I thought because
Hey.
I heard that they did that in at Target also. They have hazardous pay. They raised everybody $2 an hour. Anybody who's working now? Is anybody working?
It's pretty much me.
Okay, you and then Dylan. Where are you working?
I work at a little bar and grill here at home, And
Oh
they
yeah,
just-
is that the same place you've worked during the summer and stuff?
Yep. I just
Oh.
pick up hours. Like I don't really on the schedule, but if everybody wants a night off, I work for them. And
Okay. I was gonna say, does anybody show up there? Because I mean, that's lake country. So
yeah, we're actually really busy. Like we're like usually an average night, it's like pretty much non-stop to go orders, which is kind of crazy.
wow, that's crazy because Walls said that North Dakotans shouldn't go to their lake cabins in Minnesota, and he said the same thing. He said that Minnesotans shouldn't go to their lake cabins in North Dakota, and he said that with tongue in cheek because there's no lakes here really. There's a few. Okay. Anyway,
Hey, I have a question about lab.
yes.
So the lab report, do you want it like the same report format as our last lab report, or do you want like just 3 pages?
No,
written?
just 3 pages, just kind of a running commentary of the different parts of the radar that you saw
Okay.
and what they use. Talk about the size of the dish and why it's so big. Talk about the wavelength. Yeah, it's a big dish. It's, I think, is it a 28-foot dish?
I think the antenna's 12 foot, so probably.
Oh, our UND radar is a 12-foot. Yeah, you have a choice
Yeah.
of doing the National Weather Service or radar. But I'd like to see some details in that. Not just, it's a radar, it sends out pulses. I want more detail as far as go through the components of the radar. So in other words, use the PowerPoint, kind of use the PowerPoint and explain what you saw. And if you have pictures, you can add those in there. But I don't want 3 pages of pictures.
Is it double spaced or
Yep,
single spaced?
double space sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me too. Thanks, Fred.
Yeah, I want you to do a little work, but I don't want you to like write a term paper. This should be just kind of a summary of the radar and some of the things that you saw. And then also using the concepts that you gained through lecture, through the videos and the PowerPoint, okay?
All right, thank you.
Yeah, great. And 3, you guys should be able to knock out 3 pages.
Yeah.
You think? Maybe?
Because you have to answer those questions it gives you, and I'm already like I have 3 questions left, and I'm already at like 2.5 pages. So
Oh, okay. Yeah. And, try and don't go into great detail in each question. Just kind of do an overview a little bit. So, yeah. So, anyway. So, anything else? Let's see. So, I covered lab. We talked about lab. No lab next week. Yay. And then also, I will create new videos. The reason I started out with radar during this block, I usually don't start out with radar. But I had all of the videos created for radar already. And I'm really burning the midnight oil. Eli, I'm still writing the stinking exam for tomorrow. I'll be writing it tonight, believe it or not. And so I'm really working hard, and I know you guys are too. If you guys are in 310, also you get dumped on right now because oh, never mind. I'm not going to say anything. So who's in 310? Anybody in forecasting? 1, 2, okay, and a half, maybe there. Okay, so just kind of curious.
Send in my first forecast.
All right, how'd it go? Is it good?
I mean, we're just forecasting for the high temperature today, low tomorrow, high tomorrow, and then low on Friday.
Good thing you didn't have to forecast yesterday. That low was much lower than what was expected, so.
Yeah, we have to be careful because of the difference between the in-town stuff and the out-of-town where the airport is, and so you're trying to.
Hey, are you using the airport sensors then?
Yes.
Tell you what, let me know what you forecast because I'm working at the airport tonight and I can edit the ASOS data. So give me a number and I'll change it for you.
There you go.
So your forecast will be right. I work out there though until 11:30, so I can't do the morning low. Sorry. Maybe I can lock it in. I'll lock it in all night. Gee, how come it's 12 degrees for 6 hours? Okay. Any other questions or concerns or anything? I mean, this is just kind of open up. You guys all registered for classes, right? Maybe? Okay. I'm teaching aviation meteorology this summer, and I've got a lot more material for the online portion now. Right, Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been creating all sorts of quizzes for them. So you watch a video, do a quiz, watch a video, do a quiz, kind of thing. So I'm dumping on them also, but the same questions that I give in these quizzes or these assignments are the block exam. They're more or less, a lot of the questions are the same for the block exam. So it's kind of nice. I'm trying to help people out. Right now it's open book, open note. I don't know if it'll be like that in the summer. We'll see. Okay, any concerns or anything? Advising stuff?
Hey Fred,
Yeah.
I emailed you. I need a permission number for remote sensing.
Yeah, that's what's remote sensing? 340?
45.
5, that's right. So you need to talk to Aaron about that.
Okay.
And also I'll talk to you about 210 if you want or whatever. Because I haven't seen my email since noon. I don't know if you responded or what. I sent you an email. Did I send you an email?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then anything else? Anybody else?
I still,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was like, I'm still waiting on NDSU to find out if I'm in Calc 1 or Calc 2 this summer so I can take your guys' classes.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Great. And yeah, that's right. Because you do need for thermo, you need Calc 2. Yeah. And then what's up, Juliana?
I just remembered, I know over the summer they've talked about like internship credit that you can do. So should I just, whoever I take as my senior project advisor, just do the internship through that?
Usually it's your advisor. Whoever your advisor is, that's who will you sign
Oh.
up with. Yeah.
So, okay, because my advisor is Gretchen, but
Yep.
I'm not going to be working with her for the senior project. So am I doing the internship class through Gretchen?
Yep, that would be okay. Do it through Gretchen.
Okay.
Okay.
Fred, if I don't have my internship this summer, could I do it in the fall, do you think?
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind driving down to Fargo.
No, I would on the weekends and get it done before hockey started, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Great.
Is that a normal thing? Do people do internships in the fall?
Yeah, but you think there's going to be hockey, huh?
I fucking swear, Fred.
That's going to be what breaks her, not the online classes, the hockey.
That's
I
what
can't wait.
makes North Dakota bearable.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. So, what do you think about Jordan Kamaguchi?
Hey, I'm happy he's staying.
You got
I'm not
robbed.
surprised Tyconic's leaving.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway.
He's in my comm class. I'm like, this guy's just, one of those hockey guys.
Yeah,
No, he was
okay.
funny. I thought. I think he's pretty funny, but I don't know.
I think he's funny, but he's like one of those. I'm trying not to cuss, but one of those blank boys. You fill in the blank. That's what it seems like to me.
Did you start with an F? Can I buy a vowel?
There you go.
Oh, I love this class. This is a great class. You guys are great. When this is all over, we got to get together. We should do something. Maybe have a cookout at my
Let's
house.
not even wait till it's over. Let's go get beers now.
I've got to work tonight. I can't drink.
Come on.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, so I recorded all this. I'm going to put it out there, select clips. I'll put this at YouTube, but then also I'll put it at Facebook because it was so enjoyable. Oh, by the way, you guys saw my pictures at Facebook also? Okay, if you're not a Facebook friend, I know a lot of you don't do Facebook, but I had put out there an album on the Red River flood. I was flying last week, and actually on what day was that? Friday. I went Friday. So so if you if you want, go out there and check it out. You can Facebook friend me. I've got right now about 70 friend requests. I've gone viral. I had 8,000 shares, not 80,000, but 8,000 shares. So yep, that's me.
I'll go share it right now, Fred. I'll go share it.
Yeah, share it. Go share it. Yeah. But I've got friends I've never knew I had before. So, and anyway. So, hey, that's all I've got for you guys. How about if we meet up again on Friday and we'll just touch base again. We'll talk about, if you want me to answer questions about radar or talk about your paper or things like that, let me know. And then from the standpoint right now, we're not doing lab next week. I'm going to give you guys a break. But we need to do at least 11 labs so you can drop one, okay? Okay, that's it for now. If you guys need anything, email me or you can hit me up during office hours. So have a good week. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
Fred.
Bye.